As families get ready to head back to school, it's a good reminder that some of the most important financial lessons come from the people we love and look up to. Because most of us learned math, science, and history in school, but very few of us were taught how money actually works, how debt works, how investing, taxes all work, and those lessons can have a bigger impact on someone's future than almost anything else. I'm Megan Yakubowski from Scotia Wealth Management, and today I want to share a few financial lessons to teach your kids and grandkids to set them up for success. Lesson number 1, understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt. Not all debt is created equally. A lot of people grow up thinking all debt is bad. The reality is that some debt can be used to help build your future. Student loans, a mortgage, or borrowing to buy a business can potentially help increase your earning power or build long-term wealth. On the other hand, high-interest credit card debt is often one of the biggest obstacles to building wealth, but some of the easiest to fall into. One of the best lessons you can teach young people is that debt should have a purpose. Before borrowing money, ask, is this helping me build something? Are the risks of taking on that debt appropriate for me? Or is this simply helping me buy something I can't afford today? For example, if a mortgage is costing you 4%, but your investment portfolio has earned on average 10% per year over the last decade, pulling money out of your investments to avoid the mortgage may not always be the best financial decision. However, of course, there's also taxes, investment savings accounts, all these other things to consider, so it really depends on your situation. So in some cases, keeping your money invested and taking on some debt can actually leave you further ahead in the long run. The point isn't that debt is always good or that investing always wins. It's about understanding the trade-offs, the risks involved, and looking at the bigger picture before making a decision. Learning how to think this way early on can help set your children and grandchildren up for long-term financial success. Lesson number 2, learn the different investment accounts available in Canada. One of the biggest mistakes I see young people make is not understanding the tools available to them. Accounts like TFSAs, FHSAs, RSPs, and RESPs all serve different purposes. A TFSA allows investments to grow tax-free and can be used for almost anything, which makes it a great emergency fund account. An FHSA is designed to help save for a first home, but also offers a tax deduction and tax-free withdrawals. An RSP can help reduce taxes while saving for retirement, but you need to carefully plan it out throughout your lifetime. The earlier someone understands how these accounts work, the easier it becomes to make smarter financial decisions. Many young adults focus on what to invest in. Often, just as important is understanding where to hold those investments. Setting up your child or grandchild with a TFSA when they turn 18 can be a great way to help introduce them to investing and motivate them a little too. Lesson number 3, the power of compounding interest. This is probably the most important financial lesson of them all. The earlier you start saving and investing, the more time your money has to grow. And over time, your growth starts earning growth. This is what's known as compound interest. For example, someone who invests a small amount every year starting in their 20s may actually end up with more money than someone who starts later but contributes larger amounts. That's because time is one of the most valuable assets an investor has. The lesson isn't necessarily to invest huge amounts of money, it's to start early and be consistent. Before investing in anything, understand the rules around it. Can you access the money whenever you want? Are there penalties for withdrawals? Will there be taxes if you take money out? What happens if you need the money sooner than you expected? I see people get excited about an investment because of the potential return, without fully understanding the restrictions that come with it. The investment itself might be fine. The problem is they didn't understand how it fits with their goals. So a good rule of thumb is before putting money into anything, understand how it works, what the risks are, and how you eventually get your money back out. Lesson number 5, focus less on getting rich quick and more on building good habits. The news, even some people, can make investing sound very exciting. People talk about the next hot stock, crypto, real estate, or business opportunities. What they don't talk about as much is consistency, because the reality is building wealth is usually pretty boring. It's spending less than you earn, saving regularly, investing consistently, avoiding bad debt, and sticking to a plan. The people who become financially successful are usually not the ones chasing every opportunity. They're the ones building good habits year after year. The best financial decisions aren't always about money. They're about building confidence, understanding choices, and creating good habits early. If we can teach our kids and grandkids how debt works, how investing works, how taxes work, and why consistency matters, we're giving them a head start that can benefit them for decades. Because one of the greatest gifts you can leave the next generation isn't necessarily money itself, it's the knowledge to manage it well. To learn more, reach out today at 647 924 4962 or go to meganyakubuski.ca.